All right. So, good evening, amazing parents. How are we doing? You are welcome to today's session. It's going to be all shades of awesome. So, if you join in, please kindly share this link, okay? We're going to be getting deep insights that is going to take us for this year. All right. So, good evening. Good evening. If you can see me, and you can hear me, let me see you in the comment section. All right. So tell me if you can see me and hear me. All right. So we're going to be talking about 5 reasons parenting is overwhelming. So we've started the year, like I said. Already parents are all over the place. They're overwhelmed. They're thinking, oh, how am I going to cope? With all the pressures from everywhere, left, right, and center. And they are wondering, how am I going to cope? Okay, how am I going to, put everything together, attend to this? Many things are begging for your attention. And the year is already running. Today is 11th of January, right? So we're already 11 days into the new year, and a lot of parents are just looking and like, oh my goodness. All right, so that is why we're here. Okay, we're going to be talking about these reasons, and what you can do about it. Okay, the reason why parenting is overwhelming. A lot of parents have been engaging with in the recent times. I'm going to be sharing, their life experiences, practical things that you can relate to. Okay, and my experiences as well. That is what I'm going to be using to be teaching. Okay, this teaching this night is Holy Spirit inspired. So if you are here, you can see me, you can hear me. Please let me know in the comment section that you see me and you hear me. Okay? All right. So if you're just meeting me for the first time, I am Buma Obufuribo. I'm the founder of the Positive Parenting Academy. I'm a positive parent coach, and I help parents like you to overcome the challenges that come with parenting using positive parenting principles. Okay? Now, my vision is to redefine parenting in Africa, and I'm on a mission to equip parents with the capacity they need, okay, to raise children that can thrive, holistic children, children that are sound mentally, children that are sound emotionally, children that are sound spiritually, and in every other aspect, okay? So that is what we do. In the academy, we run a lot of programs, but the one that is really prominent is the Positive Parent Circle, which is a parenting community that helps parents throughout the year, giving them support, knowledge to help them to be able to raise these children. And we also have the Skill Kids Hub for children 5 to 10 years. I'll be talking more about all of this as we go on. All right. So thank you so much, Juliet. You are welcome. Freedom, I see you. Okay, so you can see and hear me. Amazing. So yes, we are looking at 5 reasons parenting can be overwhelming. But guess what? I have something extra for you. So if you stay till the end, I'm going to be sharing an extra one. Isn't that amazing? So I'll be giving you 6 reasons, and I'm going to be talking about each one. Okay? So if you're ready, type ready, ready, ready in the comment section. And please share this link to any parent you know. Okay? Share the link to any parent you know so that they can join in and be a part of this amazing experience. This knowledge you're going to be getting is going to be transforming and mind shifting. Okay? So if you're ready, type ready, 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 ready. So, yes, parenting is overwhelming for a lot of us as we started the year. And I'm going to be using the acronym very quickly. Okay? I'm going to be using the acronym Kung Fu. Okay? Because I like to use acronyms a lot. So when I engage with the children in the Skill Kids home, and if you've been following me, recently I posted something about, children are going back to school. So there is this back to school session, a free session that the academy, hosted. for parents and children. So I used acronyms a lot, and that has really helped. Even till this session, parents are still using, that acronym I used to guide them as they were going back to school. So today I'm going to be using an acronym as well to discuss on this topic, right? So the acronym I'm using is Kung Fu. Okay, so who has watched Kung Fu Panda? If you've watched Kung Fu Panda, then you would know the spelling, right? So Kung Fu. I told you I'm going to be giving you one extra reason, even though I said five. Am I not good? All right, so we're using the acronym Kung Fu. So KUNGFU. All right, because a lot of us are fighting, we are overwhelmed. When you're overwhelmed, everything, is irritating, you snap at everything, you are fighting everybody because a lot of things are going through your mind. So Kung Fu, when you think of Kung Fu, it makes it more relatable, okay? So that is the acronym we're going to be using today for our discussion. All right, so let's move. So if you heard me right, type Kung Fu in the comment section. KUNGFU. KUNGFU. So the first letter is K, and K is knowledge. All right. So that is one reason parents are overwhelmed. There is a knowledge gap. So K means knowledge gap. Okay, knowledge gap. Now, the Bible says in the book of Proverbs 18, verse 15, it says the mind of somebody that has understanding acquires knowledge. Okay, so you need to acquire. You need to acquire knowledge. A lot of parents, they just, got into parenting and they are just moving. Okay, there is no provision for getting knowledge. Now, knowledge is not the same thing as information. Okay, knowledge is not the same thing as information. All right, so when I talk about knowledge, it is about the wisdom of parenting. So I was telling the parents in the positive parent circle, that trying to help them to understand the purpose of a family, okay? Why God even created us, to build a family, all right? To raise godly children. So it's about knowledge. And you can't have that knowledge if you don't have understanding. The Bible says that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get it. And with all you're getting, get understanding. So if you understand the times that we are in, okay, if you understand the generation of children we're raising, you will seek for knowledge, and you will seek it like your life depends on it. Because like I said, knowledge is not information. Now, the children we are raising are the Gen Zs and the Alphas, okay? They are looking for wisdom, parents, because information is everywhere. It's at the click of a button. So they can get information from Google, they can get information anywhere. But what they need is wisdom from you. And you don't get that wisdom if you don't have the right knowledge. Okay? So knowledge in itself is not power. Yes, you will get knowledge, but are you using that knowledge? Right? So the sign of your parenting is not in your child's behavior, but in who you are becoming. So I always tell parents in the positive parent circle, knowledge, parenting starts with you. Parenting starts with you. Okay? It is who you are becoming. So if your parenting hasn't changed you since you became a parent, have you been changed? Have you, started doing things differently from what you used to do? If you haven't changed in any way, then your parenting has not transformed you, because it is who you are becoming. And who you are becoming is a function of what you know. All right. So personally, I wasn't where I was 3 to 4 years ago. Okay. The person I am today is a lot better than who I was before, because I have knowledge. So a lot of you are overwhelmed. So I'm currently reading this devotional, for this period, and it talked about moving from overwhelm to overflow. Now, you cannot overflow if you have not filled in. All right. So it's when you are filled, it's when you have been filled, okay, and it is too much, and that is when it starts to overflow, right? So a lot of us are empty. That is why we are overwhelmed. We are empty, like we don't have knowledge. So if you want to move from overwhelm to overflow, you need to have something you are putting in you, and that is what? Knowledge. Okay, so you would have the knowledge so much so that it now rubs off on your children. Okay, so like I said, parenting starts with you. By the time you have received so much knowledge, it now becomes evident in your children. So you're no longer overwhelmed. You have gotten so much, and then you're giving them from the abundance of what you have. Do you understand what I'm saying? So knowledge, the Bible says that my people perish because they lack knowledge. Not because of anything, not because you don't love your child. You may love your child, but you may be doing them a disservice because you lack knowledge. I have personally experienced it, so I understand what it is I am talking about. So I shared recently in my post, there was a parent I was engaging with, you know, she just, and that is what most parents do. Anytime they come, if I'm engaging with them, they always make it about their children. Parenting is never about your child, and I tell that to the parents in the positive parent circle alone. So she was complaining about her daughter. She was tired of her daughter, is so stubborn, does not follow instructions. If you tell her something, she will question it. At school they kept complaining about her. She was never getting along with anyone. And then I told her some things, okay? I said, when you have a problem in your parenting, the first question you should ask yourself is, what have I not put in place? What am I not doing? And most times is a function of the knowledge gap. Okay? So knowledge will help you understand that you need to build capacity. There are some skills that you need to build. Skills like emotional intelligence, skills like conflict resolution, skills like peace skills, and so many more. And these are some of the things I shared in my book that is currently on pre-order. Powerful skills successful parents teach their kids. If you have not pre-ordered your copy, you're on your own, because the pre-order is ending in 9 days. That book is going to open your mind to things that you need to be doing for you first, and then for your child. So knowledge will help you understand that there are skills you need. There is a place for self-care, and I shared all of these things in depth. Okay, so one of the endorsements I got from one of the leading business coaches, globally, she said one of the chapters was the one that struck her, that it was so informative and instructive, and then she could relate with it. And that chapter was the one, I took time to explain what parents need to be doing first. Okay? Like I said, parenting starts with you. So it's about knowledge, parents. It's about knowledge. Now, we talk about time and chance, okay? The race is not to the swift or the battle to the strong and all of that, but time and chance happens to us all. Now, the time is the preparation. And in that preparation, you cannot prepare if you don't know what you're preparing for. If you don't know, you don't have the knowledge of what to do, right? That is the time. And then the chance is the opportunity, which I will be talking about in a bit. But knowledge, get knowledge, buy books, read materials that will improve your knowledge base. Children of this generation are very, very high in their intelligence quotient. So you need to be a step ahead. You need to up your game so that you are able to help them. So when they come with all the things that they need to do. That's why a lot of us are overwhelmed. We are not keeping up. Okay? A lot of us are called born before technology. You need to be knowledgeable parents. There is no way around it. And that is a very major reason why we are overwhelmed. So I've told you some of the things you can do. Start by getting my book. It will help you. I shared practical things, relatable, simple language, no jargons, no plenty grammar, straight to the points, strategies, and things that you can relate with and begin to use. Okay? Workable structures, because knowledge will help you know that parenting is about two things. Okay? After you've worked on yourself, it's about structure and about nurture. Okay? So when you are knowledgeable, nothing takes you by surprise. Like I said, you move from overwhelm to overflow. Okay? So you will not be overwhelmed because you know what you are doing per time. You understand what you are doing per time. You are acting because you know what you need to do. You are not just doing for trial and error. You're not just taking tips and hacks. Tips and hacks are not the same with knowledge. Like I said, knowledge is not information. It's not something you go on Google to get. All right. Now, that is key. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is you. Okay. You. So you is the underutilized window of opportunity. Underutilized window of opportunity. That's another reason parents are overwhelmed. All right. So in my relationship and contact with parents, I've had a lot of parents come and say, okay, they have teenagers right now. It is a struggle to get them to do anything. It is a struggle, to make them understand some certain things that they want them to do. And that is because they did not utilize the window of opportunity. Okay? So parenting is time bound. You are different things to your child at different times, right? Okay, so yes, Freedom Madu says you is for underutilized. Yes, so windows of opportunities. What most parents fail to understand is that a lot of things they should start is usually in the first 8 to 10 years of a child's life. But most parents, because they don't know. So everything I would say will still bring me back to knowledge, right? Knowledge is the foundation, and that is why I started with knowledge. Most parents don't understand that there is a window of opportunity. They just believe that when children are born, they are still small, they are too small, no need to do much, So let's just leave them. When they get older, that's when you now start. And then, unfortunately, most of the brain development is as occurred. In fact, by the age of 2, 80% of brain development has happened. So anything that you don't, start, all right, it becomes a struggle. By the time the child is 8, 9, 10, and you've not been doing anything, you've not put structure, you've not nurtured, you're going to literally struggle and you will be in a place of overwhelm because you did not utilize that window of opportunity. Now, the life of children are in stages. So from 0 to 5 years is a period of discipline. And discipline is basically putting structure. It's not about flogging, it's not about yelling. Okay? We have a course that is coming up in March where we will be teaching parents how to yell less and connect more. So when I talk about discipline, it's structure. Remember, I said parenting is about two things, structure and nurture. Okay? So 0 to 5 years is that window of opportunity. You use it to put structure. All right? And then you start developing some skills. These skills are the things I shared, age by age. The skills that you are supposed to be building, all right, and using strategies, okay, practical strategies to build these skills in your children. That is what you're supposed to do. But most parents at this stage, they just put the children in front of screen, they just do anyhow, they don't have any plan, no focus, nothing, to help the child. They don't have that knowledge, they are just reactive as opposed to proactive. So when you have the knowledge and when you utilize opportunities, you understand that You need to do something at a particular stage, because when you get to the next stage of a child's life, those things you have started is going to help you. Okay? Like I said, nothing will take you by surprise if you utilize those windows of opportunity. Now, after 0 to 5 is 6 to 10. This is the period of training. This is where your children are developing skills, timeless skills. And that is why the Positive Parenting Academy is currently running the Skilled Kids Hub. So we have children 5 to 10 years who are going to be going on a transformative journey to learn skills, executive functioning skills, social skills, emotional intelligence, you know, goal setting, safety, both on the online space, emergency safety, and so many more values. Okay. So that is a time. A lot of parents miss all of these things because one, they lack knowledge and they don't understand what their role is. So when you talk about parenting, okay, I shared with parents in the community that you are meant to raise a godly seed. And a godly seed is godlike, okay, that replicates the nature, the character, the person of Jesus, of God, okay? That is who you are raising. The Bible puts it that it says we are hunters, okay? And children are like arrows in our hands. So the hunter that is skilled is going to shoot with precision because they know what they are doing. And that's why I talked about skills. You know, based on the knowledge you have, you know that there are skills you need for you to be able to, you know, get to that place of overflow, like I said, because when you get to that place of overflow, it makes the parenting a lot easier. And that is what the academy does. Use positive parenting principles to help you, okay, to connect with your children better, not to be overwhelmed, to know what to do at every point in time, and bond with your children, raise children that can thrive, children that can change their world, children that can take initiative. All right. So let's move. I've mentioned two so far. Okay. So if you've been following, let me see you in the comment section. Tell me what has been your aha moment, what has been your mind shifting moment. Okay. All right. So let's move. The next one is N, right? The next one is N. Why do parents feel overwhelmed? Because there is no accountability system. No accountability system. That is N. Now, I have found that naturally people will not do what is expected, but what is inspected. Even me as a person. So there was a time, you know, many years ago when I took the decision that I needed to read more. All right. And I said, on my own, I would not be able to hit my target. So what do? I got an accountability partner to hold me accountable. Okay? So you need to plug into a system. A lot of us, we are just doing the parenting on our own. Nobody holds you accountable. You know, there's no check. And that is where communities come in. In fact, there was a quote I saw recently that said, the communities that you are in is even more important than your personal growth. Because those communities where you join, you are hearing things that are going to help and even accelerate that personal growth, accelerate your growth in parenting. Now we're talking about parenting. So if you're not in a parenting community in this year, it is a no-no. You need to be in a parenting community. You can sign up for the Positive Parent Circle. Unfortunately, we have already started. We have gone far. I think I see some members of the Positive Parent Circle in this live stream. Okay, so if you are here, just put an emoji in the comment section and let us see. So we are already on. But guess what? There are some courses that we offer in the year, which you can also be a part of. So I talked about Year Less Connect More, which is in March. Look out for it and sign up. You're going to have an amazing time for a month, but you have 6 months access of the information and coaching sessions with me. We also have the Healing Your Inner Child. I'm going to come to that in a bit. So the third thing I was talking about is no accountability system. All right. Nobody's holding you accountable. You're just doing the parenting on your own. Nobody to look up to. No one, to guide you. Nobody to help you. Like, the coaching and mentorship program is God's way of shortening your process. Okay, these are people that have gone ahead of you, that can hold your hand and support you. It takes a community, a right community, to raise a child. And when we talk about community, we talk about communities that will enrich you, that will give you the necessary knowledge you need at time to be able to parent from a place of overflow and not overwhelmed, right? All right, so the next thing that we're going to be talking about, we've said KUN, okay? So the next thing is goals, 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 okay? Your goals are not smart. Goals are not smart, okay? Your goals. In fact, some parents don't even have parenting goals. So if I asked you now, what are your parenting goals for this year? So, you know, I was in the session with the children in the Skill Kids Hub, and that is the first thing that we are learning for the month, goal setting. All right. I'm also engaging with the parents in the positive parent circle, and we're talking about parenting plan. What is your parenting plan? Right? The Bible says that write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain so that you run with it. Okay? So what are your goals? A lot of us, our goals are not smart. They are not specific. You can't measure it. If I ask you now, okay, what is your goal for your child at the end of this year? What are you hoping, to be able to achieve? And then beyond that, what systems have you put in place to be able to achieve it? It's one thing to just say something, that is a wish. It's another thing for you to have a workable system that will help you achieve that goal you have set for your parenting. So your goals, are they specific? Are they measurable? Okay. Specific, by specific, I mean, what is it you want to achieve? Why? I keep saying it. He who knows why. So you want your child to do this and that. Why is it important to you? Because that is what will keep you going. That will be your motivation, right? Why? And what will be the benefits? Okay, measurable. How would you know when you get there? Part of measuring it is being able to have an accountability system, track your progress, right? Achievable, attainable. A lot of us set unrealistic things. We want our children to be this and that. Meanwhile, we ourselves need to do the work, inner work on ourselves first, okay? And then realistic, and then time bound. So the goals are not smart. A lot of times, parents are setting goals that are either not smart or they don't even set goals at all. All right. So that is G. Okay. So we have done KUNG. All right. So the next one I'm going to be talking about is F. What is the reason why parents are overwhelmed? Is because they have a fixed mindset. Okay. You cannot change. Is it things you knew that your parents did many years ago? That is what you're still doing in this present time. When everything has changed, you cannot do. You complain about everything. When they say, okay, buy a book, you say, what do they want to say? Is it not this parenting thing? Okay, pay for a course to help you. You complain about everything. Okay, so you have a fixed mindset. So I was recently at Daily Trust, I think sometime last year, and I was talking about, redefining parenting in Africa when it comes to discipline. What is the traditional parenting and what positive parenting is all about? Okay, so I was pushing that narrative for positive parenting, and I was invited to the studio to talk about it. So, of course, the people that were engaging with me, obviously, they had this fixed mindset. Like, I mean, this is how we're parented. If your child does something, you smack them to fall in line, okay? Because there's a whole lot you have to do with the challenges of, the economy. You don't have that time to be petting them, those comments are comments from fixed mindset. So a lot of you are overwhelmed because those things that you do, they're not going to help you with these children that we are raising. And there's a whole lot that these children have to contend with. Parenting has never been more challenging than these times that we're in. And guess what? We'll probably be the only generation of parents that can salvage the situation. Imagine how parenting will be years from now with the kind of children we are raising today. If we are not intentional about what it is that we are doing in our journey, right? So again, I was at a school still talking about fixed mindset. And my anchor scripture was Romans 12:2, where I talked about renewing your mind to be transformed. So transformation cannot come if you don't renew your mind. You can't see any change. A lot of us want change in our parenting, but you cannot continue doing the same thing and expect a different result. You have to grow. Your mindset has to grow. You need to keep an open mind. You need to follow instructions. All right. So a lot of us resist change. What we used to know and what it is that is as it is being taught now, there is a difference. But most of us are still stuck. They are still stuck with how. And then we are not looking at why, which is the principles, right? So fixed mindset. We think that, okay, yes, these are the things we've done before. We can just continue like that. But every day things change. We keep evolving. And if you don't keep an open mind, you will not have that growth mindset to evolve as well. Okay? You ask yourself, how can I? So maybe you've been trying a particular thing and you know that it's not working. Okay? But you have refused to accept other ways of thinking. So it's about perspective, other ways of thinking. So, okay, maybe could it be like this or could it be like that? Okay, a lot of us are not willing to accept, these changes, and that is why we may be overwhelmed. So most times, it's a question of working on your mindset. So most of the times when I engage with parents, that is where we always start from. Okay, we always start from mindsets because even if I say a lot of things and you are not, it's not something that you have accepted, right? It's not something that you're open to reflect about. It would be very, very hard for you to even do it, right? So fixed mindset is one very major reason why, it may be overwhelming for you. So I've mentioned KUN KUNFU. So if you've been following, let me hear you in the comment section. Comment section. I've mentioned, okay, let me see the comments. All right, so Freedom says K is for knowledge. Knowledge is power. Shade says parenting starts with me. Yes, we're moving from overwhelm to overflow. Okay, so utilizing the window of opportunity. All right, so the last one we're going to be talking about is you. All right, so I've mentioned KUNFGU, okay, or rather KUNGFU. So the last one we're going to be talking about is you. Okay, so that is unresolved childhood experiences. Unresolved childhood experiences. Okay, so if you're still here, let me see you in the comment section. Unresolved childhood experience. All right, so when I talk about unresolved, so a lot of times we unconsciously, right? We unconsciously relate with our children, based on the experiences we had as children. Okay, so I'll give you a practical example. All right. So, for instance, probably you had the experience, where you were always flogged. There was, like, I had this parent that, when she enrolled for my program, the very first session, when we're talking about, going back to reflect. I told you most times once you come into the system, the first thing is for you, to renew your mindset. So when she was reflecting, part of the questions that I asked were, how were you parented? What was the relationship, and all of that? And how can you relate it with how you're parenting, you know? By the time she did that reflection, she now began to understand that most of these things are in the subconscious. If you don't consciously become aware of how what's happened to you in your childhood is actually affecting how you are showing up for your children, you will continue in that way. You'll be overwhelmed. You will be triggered because you have not resolved those experiences. So, growing up for her, her father is a perfectionist, zero tolerance for mistakes, never allowed them to make any mistakes. So, he was, too demanding. Okay. So, she found herself doing the same thing with her children. So by the time she did that reflection, she now understood that really this does not have to be her. Okay, so anything that is not serving you will go. But a lot of us, we have not resolved. So we are coming from a lot. We are yet to resolve all these experiences. There are so much more. Some of them are traumatizing and they can serve as triggers. Most times you find that you are so triggered by something your child may have done, not necessarily because they did something wrong, but because it is reminding you of an experience that has been stored in your subconscious. And that is why one of the courses we offer is healing your inner child. A lot of us are bleeding on our children because we've not healed from our childhood experience. It may be an emotional trauma, physical, mental, in different trauma experiences that have not been resolved. And so we are overwhelmed. Most times we come back from work, it's so chaotic, we are so reactive, we just shout, we talk down on everyone in the house, everybody just gets a piece of of your reactive person and nature. And that is because sometimes there are some unresolved experiences, which I personally have realized I've gone through healing myself, you know, because I understood that there are some things. And what that reflection helps you to do is that it helps you to identify patterns. Okay, journaling is another thing that helps. So when you reflect on all of these things, you start asking yourself questions. Most of us are just doing default, no time for reflection, no time, to just take a pause and think about what it is you're even doing in your parenting journey. When you do, most of the times, you find some patterns. Okay, you notice that you are constantly doing a particular thing or reacting in a particular way to something your child may be doing. And then when you start searching and asking questions, you'll find out that sometimes it may be some experiences in your childhood. Okay, and that is why healing your inner child is one course that the Academy offers in June. Okay, where we're going to be taking you on a healing journey, because most of us need to heal. Our parents, unfortunately, it is no fault of theirs. They parented us the way they knew how. Most of the things they did, is no longer serving us, right? So we would need to heal from those experiences. Okay? All right. So that is Kung Fu for you. Now, if you want to be a part of the Positive Parenting Academy, like I said, there is an ongoing cohort of parents. But you can sign up now. Okay? You can sign up now. You can send me a message after this session to my WhatsApp number 070 3112 7592. Okay, so you can send it to my number 070 3112 7592. Okay, 070 3112 7592. So you can send me a DM and book your slot now. The next cohort is in November. You can start making your payments. Now, in the meantime, I said my book is currently on pre-order. It's going to be out in 9 days. So from 9 days from now, the book will be available for you, the hard copy, right? So currently on pre-order, and the price goes up. So now the price is 5,000. In 9 days time, it will be 8,000. The title of the book is Powerful Skills Successful Parents Teach Their Kids. It's a roadmap that will transform your parenting journey. You can start from there. And then I said the academy also offers courses. So there are 3 very prominent courses we'll be offering this year. Be a part of it. Remember, I talked about knowledge. Knowledge. Knowledge, oh, knowledge. This year, no gree. Okay? This year is the year that you no go gree. Say it in the comment section. I no gree. I no go gree. This year, let us seek for knowledge. When we seek, okay, let us up our parenting game. Seek for knowledge. So we're offering the course in March. Yell, let's connect more. All these parents that yell a lot, you shout at every single thing that your child does. We're going to help you to reduce your knowledge. We're going to help you to reduce your yelling to the barest minimum. Okay, if you are at level 7, you will calm down. Yes, so no greed this year. Follow knowledge like your life depends on it. Seek for it, run after it. Okay, because your children grow every day. That is the truth. What you cannot do today, you will meet it next time, and it's going to be a struggle there. Remember, I talked about the windows of opportunities. So we have that course in March where it will help you to understand your triggers, because a lot of times it's those triggers that make you yell, right? We're going to help you. And at the core of that program is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one skill that you will continue to learn so long as you have children, so long as you're in any relationship for that matter, right? And then in June, I talked about healing your inner child. We're going to be going through a healing journey. Okay, all those things are hiding in your subconscious. You're going to bring them out and address them once and for all, so that you are healing and you are not bleeding on children that did not cause your trauma. Okay, and then the next course we have is in September. In that course, we're going to help you unleash the genius in your children. A lot of parents struggle with their children's school performance. They complain that they are not reading, they don't study, they don't like schoolwork, and all of that. No worries. We're going to be helping you to unlock the genius in the child by teaching you the best brain-friendly strategies that you can use to help your children develop a love for learning. Did you know that developing a love for learning is a skill, right? Okay, so that is all for today. If you got value, I want to see you in the comment section. Thank you so much for joining. Go and pre-order my book. Send me a message now. Okay, I was trying to put the number in the comment section. I wasn't able to. All right, so have an amazing day. If you are still on this call, let me see you. Let me see you. What did you learn and what would you be doing differently? All right, so thank you so much for joining, Juliet, Freedom, Shade, Treasure. All right, so bye for now.